All right.
I am high on prescription medications. Just kidding.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait.
There we go.
Were we muted?
Well, you were.
So I'm just going on going, yay! Yay,
right.
God, we're here.
Yeah, I still have that other song stuck in my head. So,
What song?
no, I'm not doing it.
Which
Go
song?
ahead.
No, she's already spread her disease
So,
of songs stuck in your head.
is the bird the word?
No, it's not that one.
All right. Welcome to You Can't Sit With Us. I am Hexxus Daemon. That is Åkkä.
Why do you say it like that? Why?
That is Mother de la Morte. And I didn't produce this show at all. I'm going to sit in the back and crack jokes. This is gonna be
So
fun.
should we come on here, and I don't even know if I'm saying this right, and go mushy mushy.
Mushy, mushy.
Wait a
Mushy,
second.
mushy.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of Japanese aristocratic.
That's oh boy.
Hey,
Hey, at least I was being like we were being sincere.
hey.
We gotta say mushy mushy.
Yeah, just on the
We gotta do this with it too. With a tiny dog. I get tiny dog.
Hey, tiny dog.
And this is how we get booted off of all platforms. Hey, Rob.
All right, guys, this is our regular podcast or something.
This is. So we're not going to be
And
getting into too many comments.
You're just going to step all over me, aren't you?
Unless you pay us.
Money, 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 money.
Money. And we're just joking about that because we wouldn't know what to do if you did. So
Seriously.
I put it in the bank.
We'd get more than $5.
Look.
we're like, I'm out. I'm going on a trip.
I'm not going to lie. Look, I'm going to do the whole CM Punk thing. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
Didn't we already pull that?
I'm kidding.
Didn't we already say that?
Look,
I'm kidding.
Look, okay, so I do have to tell this story, like just behind the scenes stuff. So we got paid $1.68 from Amazon. Like, what was it, the beginning of this month or something, for kickbacks for like doing the whole Amazon associate thing. You would have thought we would have won $15,000.
Oh, all the fanfare they gave with it.
You were like, woo!
Woo!
We finally made $1.
Yeah! Hey, Kisa!
What is that if we split it 4 ways? What is that?
We're almost about to break even. In a long time.
Corporations.
So yeah, what are we doing?
So what are we talking about?
All right. So in this podcast, we will delve into the dark and mysterious and often hilariously bizarre world of Japanese cryptids, lore, samurai, and the badass Onna Bugeisha. So, join us as we unravel the legends, myths, and downright weirdness that Japan has to offer with a comedic twist that's darker than the moonless night. And a special thank you to Nadine for inspiring the subject of this episode. So, grab your sake, sharpen your katana, and get ready for a wild ride through the shadowy side of the land of the rising sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Memory.
Yes.
All right.
So we're gonna start with. Ooh.
Why did you take the notes down?
No, there's 2.
Oh.
Let's see. Ooh. Do we want to start with the Tengu?
The Tengu?
We
Tengu.
could.
Is there ramen? Is there ramen?
Well, let's explain to everybody out there that doesn't quite. I mean, I'm sure everybody does. But what is the Tengu, and how does that play into? Are we talking about the lore, or what are we talking about?
We're gonna do a little bit of everything when it comes to him or to them. So, we're gonna talk about the enigmatic Tengu. It's a mischievous and iconic creature from Japanese lore. A creature with the body of a man, the face of a bird, the wings of a crow, perched high in the mountains of Japan, ready to stir up trouble, with a sly grin and a mischievous glint in its eye. The Tengu is a supernatural being that has captured the imaginations of generations with its blend of awe and fear. and apparently laughter. The Tengu is often depicted as a formidable figure, towering above mere mortals, wielding a long nose that's akin to a beak.
Mm-hmm.
And
sometimes it does look like a nose, like just a really long nose.
It kind of looks like Gonzo.
Gonzo, what?
It does look like Gonzo.
What style of pornographic film are we talking about here?
We're not talking porn.
Well, you said Gonzo.
I'm talking about the.
It does have a bit of a crook in it, though.
Yeah.
Look, guys, you want to know what I'm talking about? Just Google those two words together: Gonzo and porn.
I wouldn't recommend it because you're not going to get the Sesame Street character.
Yeah, you probably will.
No.
If you put a specific character's name in with that, you probably get that.
Oh boy.
Rule 34, right? If it exists, there is porn of it.
It also is clad in traditional robes, apparently.
Huh.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So first off, now Kisa needs some green tea. Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Nadine.
they had pups. Yes.
What was the comment though? Because we are this is the audio side of things.
My bromeliads had pups, and I'm propagating them.
Nice.
Kisa said she's not going to ruin her Muppet childhood. So
no, just leave that to us to do it for you.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Meet the Feebles.
It's one of the best movies ever.
But yes, Nadine, thank you for this subject matter. Seriously. Oop, wrong notes. Okay. So my brain, there it is. They have a very piercing gaze and powerful wings, and they strike both wonder and terror into the hearts of those who dare to encounter them. Legend has it that the Tengu possesses the ability to control the wind, rendering them as masters of the skies and guardians of the mountains.
Not Guardians of the Galaxy, though.
But where did they come from?
Probably the Galaxy.
Not the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Tengu. It can be traced back to ancient Japanese folklore, where they were believed to be the spirits of the deceased, particularly those who met a tragic end or harbored deep grudges in their earthly lives. Over time, the Tengu evolved from vengeful spirits into forest-dwelling beings associated with the power of nature and the mountains. One particularly popular legend tells of the Tengu's association with martial arts and swordsmanship, portraying them as both teachers and challengers to skilled warriors. They are said to test the mettle of those who seek to master the art of combat.
What kind of like martial arts were they practicing?
I don't know.
Was it ninjutsu or karate?
They probably didn't have a title for it at the time.
They probably did.
But anyway, they would also impart wisdom and discipline to the worthy and deliver swift justice to the arrogant and prideful.
Well, I'm out. I don't think I'm going to be allowed to go there.
In a world where boundaries between reality and supernatural is as thin as a wisp of smoke, the Tengu stands as a testament to the enduring power of folklore and the human fascination with the unknown. So, next time that you're wandering through the misty mountains of Japan, keep an eye out for the telltale rustle of wings and the echo of mischievous laughter, for you may have a chance to encounter the Tengu.
Well, if you're also going through the misty mountains, you also got to watch out for Smaug.
Smaug. Well, an interesting thing, just to kind of add in here with the Tengu, he is, from information that I read when I was doing a lot of the research on the Åkkä, one of the forest spirits that could help to get you lost.
Yes. Well, that's the whole thing. Man. Akigahara is both a tragic place and an honored place.
Oh, you're talking about the
Suicide Forest.
Oh, I would love to go there. I'm sorry. I've always wanted to go there.
I was watching a few videos, and there's a woman who goes in there daily to a shrine that's in there, and she puts offerings up.
That shrine's supposed to be pretty far deep into the forest, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she goes there every day.
I am that guy right now. I've said it a few times before. I will camp in that forest. That's how much I want to go there.
They allow you to in certain spots, but like when you go deep into it, you're not allowed.
No, it's very dreary. It's the kind of forest that I like. And I'm not trying to say this that like I'm not saying I want to go to the camp there to be disrespectful or anything like that. No, I wouldn't do it.
It's not.
It's just it's one of those forests places that's always interested me ever since I was a kid and I heard about it.
Oh yeah. Plus, I mean, when you first get there, you see Mount Fuji like right in the background.
Oh yeah.
And it's just a gorgeous location.
You just gotta watch
and there's like a lot of natural anomalies that go on there because of the volcanic sub base, I guess, with like the magnetic reactions that it can have both on like electronic code. Yeah.
It's where Darth Lizard is from. So it's the mountain he came
Darth
out
Lizard.
of.
Darth Lizard.
The Darth Lizard. That's what I'm calling Godzilla from now on.
No.
It's my favorite
with
thing.
this newest movie, it's Dad Bod Godzilla.
I heard that it was a really good movie. That -1.
It's
yeah.
Good. You legit, you do get 8 minutes of Godzilla, but it
feels like you get more, actually.
You get a whole lot more when he's out. It feels like it goes on forever when he's out there. It's cool.
It's really amazing.
I've been thinking about it. It's up there in my top 5, and everyone's saying, oh, it's the best one so far. I was like, I don't know. It was still kind of, there are parts that dragged on a little bit, but it was cool because you saw the interaction and everything.
I liked the interaction, though.
It was neat to see that, but it's up there in my top 5, not my top
It goes
1.
with Shin.
Well, I heard it's a lot more traditional. It's not quite as Hollywood.
Yeah.
No, it's all based. It's down to basic acting and everything like that. It's really, really cool to see it. It's really cool. So,
well, tell me, do they have any like factory workers with the hard hat on that point and go Godzilla?
No. It literally starts 2 days before, or a couple days before the Japanese surrendered at in World War II.
Oh,
they completely redid the beginning. It doesn't start in 1954 this time. It starts really early on.
Oh wow!
So they show the first sighting of Goji.
They don't even know what it is. Like they only they're literally just going off legends from the island that they were on before he was irradiated and all this other stuff.
That sounds super interesting.
Yeah,
it's cool because it's kind of an island that's near Midway, but not quite. It's supposed to be the touchdown point for kamikazes that need repairs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
It's really good.
They extended the run for another week, so if you can, go see it.
Well, then we may just do that. I
realize
our daughter's not really a big Godzilla fan, but she hasn't had a lot of exposure to him either.
Yeah.
I told my dad we went and saw it, and he started singing the Godzilla song. The one with Godzuki.
Oh.
I thought you meant by the one by what? By Blue Oyster Cult or something?
No.
The Hanna-Barbera Godzilla.
The Hanna-Barbera one where he's like, and Godzuki.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, that's the Godzilla, that legendary Godzilla is actually based off of, is the Hanna-Barbera one.
Really?
Yep. So, anyway, back into...
so something I noticed as we were getting all the notes up and everything like that, the Blue Moisture Cult. Nadine.
Blue Moisture Cult. She said moist.
Where's Jen?
I know. So something I noticed that when we were getting everything set up tonight, today is the Pearl Harbor anniversary.
It is.
And we're talking about Japanese cryptids.
We're talking about Japan.
There's a giant we got to talk about that they did wait. They woke up on this day. They woke up a big giant,
a really big eagle, very large eagle,
just dropping
with people hiding behind every blade of grass with a gun.
Pretty much.
Just drop 2 things of freedom, and then it was over with.
So here we go. Sorry, I was taking a hit of that. Woo. So, let's talk about yokai.
Yokai.
I have a little bit, and I know you have a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So, now we're going to turn our attention to the yokai, bewitching and bizarre supernatural beings that have captivated the imagination of several generations at this point. A world where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, where the mundane is infused with magic, and where the unseen forces of the
Uh-oh. I think they're froze.
Why did the mic get unplugged?
I don't know. That was weird. I thought you guys got froze.
What?
The mic unplugged.
That's weird.
It muted us.
There's a weird static in
It
our
was
headphones.
those yokai,
It was a yokai.
or because Hexxus was making fun of Tengu.
Well, I just wanted some Tengu ramen. Why do we call it Tengu ramen? Tengu ramen. It's
There's a
nothing
place
like
out here
birds.
called Tengu Ramen.
Yeah, it's nothing like birds.
Okay, so where did you guys hear last? Me just going, yokai.
Let's just go ahead and start it over.
All right, so now we're going to turn our attention to the captivating and sometimes mischievous world of the yokai, the bewitching and bizarre supernatural beings that have captivated the imagination of generations. Imagine a world where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, where the mundane is infused with magic, and where the unseen forces of the supernatural lurk just beyond the veil of perception. This is the realm of the yokai, a diverse and often whimsical cast of characters that populate the rich tapestry of Japanese folklore. So what exactly are yokai? In simple terms, yokai can be described as a broad category of supernatural creatures, ranging from mischievous spirits to playful ghosts to malevolent demons and shape-shifting tricksters.
Huh.
Now, I do want to mention that demons in Japanese lore are not necessarily bad or good.
True.
Yeah.
And yokai can actually, based on some beliefs on this, is that it can actually represent mysterious situations. So if something weird happens, like if it's like a really mysterious, especially like the wall, there's a yokai that's considered basically a wall. One will stop you from being able to get help. Another one will stop you from, it's more benevolent and will stop you from like walking off a cliff or something like that.
Mhm.
So it's still considered a yokai, but it's more of a mysterious happening.
Yeah. Actually, Kisa mentioned Spirited Away.
Is there a malevolent yokai that tells tales of H.P. Lovecraft?
Yes.
Sorry, I really like that podcast.
There are many malevolent, and that's one thing. If you compare like the Asian like yokai and spirits and things like that to like more of like Anglo-Saxon like ghost tales,
Mhm.
they will kick our ghost ass every single day.
Yes.
Because
Well,
once one of these get a hold of you, there's very little hope.
The spirits and some of that are more tangible in Japanese culture, where it's more like, and in the Western culture, it's more like just reflections of the past that are still here, you know, of a traumatic event.
That or they can like, if you follow a lot of philosophies with like the more like Western ghost tales and things like that, is that they can't physically hurt you, but they can trick you into hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas the yokai can flat up kill your ass.
yeah.
Yeah. Like in The Ring, or in
Well,
or in what was the other one that came out?
Ringu.
No, not Ringu. No, the one where they're in Japan, where it's the ghost that came crawling down the wall and it was actually killing people and stuff like that.
I can't remember what that particular spirit
my
called.
brain, I can't remember. But going back to what Kisa said about Spirited Away, she also mentioned that no face goes after greedy people.
Mhm.
And that's correct. I mean, yeah, The Grudge.
The Grudge. Yeah.
Thank you, Kisa.
Man, that was a good one, especially the Japanese version.
The Japanese version of The Grudge is rad.
Yeah.
Good.
Just like Ringu's a lot better to me than The Ring.
What was that? What was that one
But you know
about
what?
the pictures?
Boogie Nights.
No. No, the Japanese movie that was a horror movie. It was about the photos. It was brutal, and I cannot remember the name of it. I would watch it tonight if I could remember the name.
I know I've seen a lot of.
Is that one the one that was really artsy and it would like go through villages and like kill whole villages?
It was. I remember it being very artsy. I remember it being pretty graphic to the point that I was like, a few times.
I know which one you're talking about because I watched it and it was super good, and it was one of those sleeper like foreign films. And
Yeah.
it was so good. And they're supposed to have a second half, but I haven't been able to find it yet.
I can't remember what it's called.
Not to go off
I don't know.
a little bit more here, but I don't know why it just popped in my head as Ichi the Killer. That is one of my
Yeah.
probably my favorite Japanese like horror movie or whatnot. It is so good.
Mhm.
That
and
was
so brutal. Man, it's brutal.
they and that and their lore and everything, when they make horror movies,
Yeah.
their lore is so phenomenal and so detailed in general
Mhm.
that like I'm sure they're sitting there going, "Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh."
Well,
But we're over here going,
there's
"What is that?"
something with the way the Japanese, stay to strict tradition. Like it's very apparent, and if you go see the new Godzilla movie, they reuse his roar from 1954. They literally just pulled it from that, and every time he roars, sorry, I can't say that word right now.
Right.
Every time he screams, it's that roar, and they've always done that. Whereas Americans films and stuff like that, we always just change things to what we feel it should be or something like that. And a lot of their horror movies follow that track, and they stick with their traditions or their whatever the ghost story is and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. They do such a good job with it.
I like movies like that where there is. I mean, it's all fun and good to like change things up and try to make them new. And I know we talked about this which is a little bit different with the most recent Evil Dead, but Remy did a really good job of bringing that into modern age while still basing it off tradition.
He maintained, the lore. He also brought the lore, the video games and all that stuff into it. It was so cool.
Exactly. Rather than just completely changing it up, and then it turns into a sucky remake, and everybody's like,
Oh yeah, and it spawned more stuff going on with this. I think Sam Raimi's planning to do. He's planning to put out more movies in the Evil Dead. Yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
So
my description did not work. I tried to look it up real fast and no, I am not. You know, when they have those threads where they're like, describe a movie poorly. Horror movie about photos.
I wanted to say it had the word red in it.
Careful with the ones that have the word tentacle in it, though. I've seen a lot.
Oh yeah, you gotta be real careful with that.
You'll go down the rabbit hole on that.
Right.
I mean, that's what we do here.
So, getting back to what we were saying, the yokai come in all shapes and sizes, from eerie to unsettling to the downright adorable.
God, I had a really bad joke.
Which is,
I'm glad I didn't say it.
which its own unique traits, each of them have their own unique traits and quirks.
Mm-hmm.
So there must be a dog outside. One of the most iconic yokai would be the Kitsune. And it's been in a lot of different movies, a lot of things kind of like Spirited Away, those style of movies. The Kitsune is a fox spirit known for its cunning intelligence and shape-shifting abilities. These enchanting little creatures are often portrayed as sly and elusive. And I lost my spot. Okay, capable of assuming human form and wielding powerful magical abilities. Legends of Kitsune have captivated storytellers and artists for centuries, weaving tales of love and betrayal and tantalizing allure of the supernatural. But the world of the yokai extends far beyond wily fox spirits, from the eerie lantern-carrying umbrella yokai to the childlike and playful kappa, which is actually one of my favorites.
The ones that like umbrellas, they're crazy looking.
Oh my gosh,
There's
right?
ones that like umbrellas?
Yes, they like umbrellas with one eye, a long tongue, and one foot, like one leg and foot.
We're going to have to start this whole section over again now that I came back.
No. So each brings its own blend of mystery and charm to the folklore landscape. Some yokai are guardians of the supernatural, or of the natural world rather. while others embody the fears and anxieties of human society, serving as cautionary tales and sources of wonder in equal measure.
Like the giant yokai skeleton, like dead soldiers. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The giant skeleton. It's like always hungry, but it's made of people that have starved.
Yeah, it's like a 300 or 400 foot tall skeleton and you can't stop it. It just murders everything in its path.
Yeah, and loves to gobble up people.
Mm-hmm.
So the origins of the yokai are as varied and colorful as the creatures themselves, with roots stretching deep into the annals of Japanese history and culture. I'm so glad you're drinking water right then.
I wasn't going to let that one go.
Many yokai have their origins in ancient legends and folk tales, where they served as allegorical figures, representing the myriad facets of human experience, from the whimsical and lighthearted to the eerie and unsettling. So I'm going to go to the other notes. If you want to go, do you want to talk about yokai?
Yeah, I can.
Because I know that there's kappa in here and everything.
Oh, you're like, oh, I'm gonna shut him up now. He's not gonna make jokes during on Mother's Day.
Okay, so I know this may be a little bit of a repeat of what you said, but yeah, going back to the yokai, they have existed in Japanese folklore for centuries, but were really, really prominent during the Indo period. That's when you started seeing a lot of representations of them, both in art and writings and different things like that. Now, one of the oldest examples of yokai art was at the Heiaki Yagyo Zoo in 16th century scroll that portrayed a phenomenon of Japanese monsters. Let's see. So we already covered the Tengu.
Yeah,
so let's talk about the kappa.
Oh, the kappas are cool.
Yeah.
Aren't
and
they?
guys, you want to cover your asses for this, okay?
Yeah, because they come up through the toilets.
Okay,
so that's the red cap.
Kappas are pretty cool, though.
They are very cool. I don't really go for what they eat. So because of their rather comical appearance and how statues of them are sometimes used as tourist mascots and different things like that, because they are cute little creatures.
They're turtles.
They are. It's easy to forget that kappas are dangerous river-dwelling Japanese yokai that you wouldn't really want to cross paths with. They do resemble, like Åkkä said, tortoises, and each with a distinctive dish-like bald spot on the top of its head that will contain water. Now, kappas are cantankerous by nature and very fond of violently wrestling humans. Worse,
violently wrestling humans.
Wrestling.
That's non-consensual. That's non-consensual.
Help! So worse, some tribes, of which there are many, we're talking about the kappa, also like to drag humans into rivers and lakes to drown them. Following, they will gleefully then feed on the bloated corpses.
Mm-hmm.
Now, luckily for humans, though kappas are rather dim and can be easily dealt with. According to Japanese folklore, they are obsessed with cordiality. So they like to be very cordial. And so if you bow to one, it will bow back, thus spilling the water it holds on its head. This supposedly immobilizes the kappa, and if you later refill the water, you will bring the creature under your command. Now, the most macabre part of the kappa mythology is the belief that kappas are obsessed with eating something called a trichodra dama. How would you pronounce that?
I don't see it. Oh, there we go. I'm coming back.
Aha.
Okay. Trichodama.
Oh, I don't even see it.
I know what it is in English.
Okay, so Shrikodama is Shrikodama.
Shirikodama.
Okay.
Shirikodama.
That. Yes.
Not Siri.
This is described as a ball-like organ inside the human anus. Mercifully, Japanese folktales do not elaborate on what would happen should one of your ball-like organs inside your anus be torn away and consumed.
Chicks are safe.
Japanese are weird.
They go for the prostate.
Is that what it is? The prostate?
Yeah.
Nom, nom, nom.
All right. Have a good time when he's going for it too. It's non-consensual.
For a moment.
I was like, oh my God, anus eating turtles.
Was it Kappas too that all or Gappa or
anal
Kappas,
glands?
Weren't they also the ones
Anal
that also they love cucumbers too?
Yes, you can make friends with them by giving them cucumbers.
They absolutely love cucumbers, and they can smell them from like a mile away or something like that. It's I always thought that was a neat thing.
Yes, you can make friends with them if you turn your butt away from them and feed them cucumbers.
There's actually Mr. Giggles.
I don't think they're using that cucumber for eating though.
I don't think so either.
I'm using the prostate.
Is the couch for sale? So, have you guys ever seen the episode of Supernatural when they run into a Kappa that's underneath a college?
Was E.T. a Kappa?
I don't think I saw that one.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
He had the finger that glowed.
E.T.
There's an episode of Supernatural that actually they touch base on the Kappa. And they
try to eat people's anuses?
They didn't actually go that far with it, but it was.
They solved the case before
it was
that.
killing people.
They solved the case.
I wonder how it was killing people.
Way before that. They saw the notes.
I
We'll
want to
eat your
say that.
prostate. Like that,
I want to say they did do the bow thing. It's like in there.
Did they?
I want to say that they
did.
Yeah, they confused it and they did the bow thing and they did that. So, but I don't think that they refilled it.
They just left.
See, if they would have refilled it, everything would have been fine.
They just left him in standby. He's
Yeah,
just sitting
basically.
there waiting for somebody to fill it up.
I'm
So
still
the next one is actually my absolute favorite, and that's Kuchisaki Onna. And she is better known as the slit mouth woman.
Ha.
She's got that Glasgow smile. She is known to torment her victims with one question. While her lower face is concealed by a veil or scarf, she coyly asks, "Am I beautiful?" Should you say no, she kills you with a large pair of scissors to punish you for your insolence. Should you say yes, she removes her veil and reveals how her mouth had been slit from ear to ear before repeating the question. Should you say, and the question would be, do you think I'm beautiful? Should you say yes this time, she slits your mouth till it resembles hers. Should you say no, she murders you by cutting you in half. However, there are tales, urban legends, that if you go, you're okay, and then throw candy at her, she'll get super confused and you can run away.
Del Gribble way of getting away from people. Sand in pocket man.
There we go.
That's how you get away from her.
Ooh, are you gonna read about the Roku bee?
You can do that.
So there's a Roku bee. This frightening long-necked yokai is the thing of nightmares. During the day, it could be presented to be a woman next to you on the bus stop, but at night, it turns into its monstrous form. The Roku bee sorry, there we go, is depicted as having a long neck that stretches infinitely.
Huh.
And you've seen this in some horror movies, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've seen it in some other movies too. Man.
No, she's the one with the face that stretches around the corner and looks at you. Yeah.
She's the one who stretches around the corner, and I'm like, nope, close the door. We're done. We're going home. No, we're not staying here tonight.
You just pat your neck in the door.
No, we're good.
Done. They're known to attack men at night and suck them dry.
Mennonites?
No.
Not the
men
Mennonites?
at
They
night.
attack Mennonite. What?
Yeah.
They take their
beards.
Their beards. Wait
Their
a
neck
second.
beards. Their neck beards. They're known to attack men at night and suck them dry of their blood.
Come on now.
Of their blood.
Come on.
Of their blood.
And it's not their blood they're going for.
And
it's the Mennonites.
So the most petrifying form of the rokubi is the nuke-kubi. This version can detach its head from its body and freely fly around at night, hunting for its next victim.
He's got a UAV attachment, man. What the?
It's like a drone. It's like a drone.
She does. Does she have like night vision too? Like goggles?
She's a yokai. I mean, like, I don't think they need it.
I think they
Isn't that terrifying? That is absolutely terrifying.
They need tactical gear, and she's got a freaking drone that's already there. That's just boobs off.
No, my neck hurts.
Well, guys, we need some ratings right now. You're going to see some tatas.
All right.
Or, I'm sorry, this is the audio side. You're going to hear me talk about her tatas.
Oh, this is a cool one.
The Uzi. That's a
Umibuzu.
Oh, I was like, that's a fire. I can't talk. Never mind. A fire arm.
Sea creature.
So the Umibuzu is a sea creature. It's usually described as having a huge dark head that just appears out of the water. It's said that when it appears, it will break through any boat that is nearby and kill its passengers.
Whole lot of fuck this, not doing. Stay out of the water.
Wait. This is great. If it doesn't break through the boat, it will approach it and request a bucket.
Do you think that possibly it was in the North Atlantic in 1912?
Maybe.
It sunk the Titanic.
Too
However,
bad they didn't know the trick here.
No. It will still drown the poor souls on the ship, even if it receives a bucket. If you want to trick it, though, the Umibuzu, you must give it a bucket without a bottom and confuse him. Hopefully gaining you enough time to escape.
I just had all kinds of like funny, like cartoony looking images going through my mind when you hand this huge black figure that pops up out of the ocean a bucket with no bottom.
And it's just confused.
And it's just confused.
He's like, what? Excuse me, sir. Why would you hand me a bucket without a bottom? Debates this with him. That's how you get away. You have to leave one person behind to have an argument with it.
Right.
So
we can actually get a little bit deeper into the Japanese cryptids here. So here's a menagerie of mysterious beings.
More like a show of clips you haven't seen before.
Well, so first is the Tsuchinoko. It's a snake-like creature with a stout body and a reputation for eluding capture. This cryptid is said to inhabit the remote and mountainous regions of Japan, evading those who seek to prove its existence. It's kind of like their Bigfoot.
You always get blurry like photos of them.
When he's walking by and they catch him in a picture, is there a watch on his wrist?
Doesn't have a wrist.
Was there a watch somewhere around there to prove that it's
be on his tail?
If I had to say that snakes don't exactly have parts, but if I had to say we were eating a part, I would say it's the knee.
The knee.
So descriptions of the Tsuchinoko vary, with some accounts portraying it as a creature with a distinctive bulge in the middle.
I know that creature. There's a monster there.
Others liken it to
it's a trouser snake.
While others liken it to a snake with the ability to jump and even speak. The legend of the Tsuchinoko has persisted for centuries, and it has inspired countless expeditions and searches for it.
Yep. They're big.
There are urban legends they can actually do that. jump and speak.
All right. Well, next we turn our attention to the eerie and unsettling Noperabo, a ghostly figure with a face that is as featureless as a blank canvas. That's creepy. That's really creepy.
Yeah.
Like, featureless faces.
Was this the one Nadine was talking about?
Possibly. This unsettling cryptid is said to appear to unsuspecting travelers, assuming the guise of a human with an ordinary face, only to reveal its true form as a visage devoid of eyes, nose, and mouth.
He's all, hey, surprise! I've got no face.
He's wearing
He's like nothing because he has no mouth to say that.
The glasses with the fake nose and the mustache.
Like, that's all he does. He just takes his face off and there's nothing there. And then he walks away. And you're left thinking about this for the rest of your life. What the fuck was that?
You're like, what the hell?
Like the ultimate troll right there.
So
way too many edibles.
Chase me? I thought you were at least the Slender Man gave me a good time.
Exactly, Kisa.
What'd she say?
No
face.
No face from Spirited Away. That's what he is, a Noperabo.
Okay.
Its unsettling presence serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us that appearances can be deceiving and that the world is not always as it seems. But now we're going to go to more, it's a Yuki Onna, which we already talked a little bit about already, because they're...
When are we going to talk about Yokozuna, though?
No, not yet.
He was a great...
That's a different episode. The one thing, I don't know if we mentioned we already mentioned that, the Kuchisaki Onna.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through my notes here, guys.
And now, if I'm not mistaken, though, Yuki Kachi Onna, that is actually based on that's Samara. That's Samara from The Ring. It's actually based on an actual like 15th or 16th century situation that actually happened.
Yeah.
Kuchisaki Onna would be the closest thing though to Samara.
Okay.
Because they're aquatic too.
Yeah. And which one we didn't do was Taki Taki.
Oh,
is it the
we
one
didn't do Taki Taki?
Yeah. Well, we can do it next episode.
Oh yeah, we can do that one.
So let me see here.
I do have two stories though before we get to the samurai.
Yes, let's do that. That's exactly where I was going to go. There you go.
You dishonor my
family. All right. Well, the first one is actually it's a classic yokai Japanese ghost story. The second one though is what is claimed to be an actual for real yokai that is kept with monks.
Huh.
So let's start with the ghost story first. It's called The Eyes. Now, a classic yokai of Japanese ghost stories is the Mokurin. Okay. Mokurin. Okay. Whose origin may be traced back to scholar, poet, and artist Toriyama Seiken.
Mm-hmm.
The Moko Murakin yokai is said to haunt the soji screens and tatami mats of Japanese homes and temples. So that would be like your rice screens and your mats.
Yes.
Of Japanese homes and temples. This is one of the many Japanese ghost stories about these particular yokai. Now, the Mokurinji, which is known as the Temple of Many Eyes, had been abandoned for as long as anyone could remember. No monk tended the temple, but there were frequent whispers of fox or perhaps tanuki roaming the temple grounds. More whispers were told about the temple and why it had been abandoned. It soon became a place of legend and local myth, with children claiming that any brave man that was brave enough to last a night among the Mokurinji would be rewarded with an evening of pleasure with the most beautiful woman in the village. During one autumn festival, a traveling peddler by the name of Maru, passed through the village. After the festival, a group of local merry drunks made a bet with the peddler that he couldn't last the night inside the temple. With a full bottle of sake in hand, Yoshimaru enters the temple, gets comfortable, and begins to drink. Once night falls, however, the screaming begins. From outside, the local drunks can hear the vivid wailing of the peddler as he howls, "The eyes, the eyes!" all around him, peeking out from the old soji screens of the temple. Countless eyes appeared and twisted Yoshimaru's mind. Come dawn, the village men peeked inside to find nothing left of the peddler but a blood-soaked rag and a pair of eyes.
Ooh.
Rad.
Oh, this story.
Have you heard this story?
Yeah.
All right. This one is supposed to be for real. The doll that grows hair, the doll that grows human hair. Now, this story goes that in 1918, in Hokkaido, Ikichi.
Oh no.
Okay.
What?
Hokkaido.
Yeah.
Hokkaido. Okay.
Hokkaido, yeah.
Ikichi Suzuki purchased for his young sister Kikuko, a traditional Japanese okappa, which is a bob cut hairstyle doll. So we've all seen them. They usually have like the robe and like the little wooden clog, and they have the little bob hairstyle. Now, sadly, Kikuko died from a cold, and the family kept the doll in a shrine to their daughter and named it Okiku. However, the family noticed something odd about the doll over time. Its hair was getting longer. The family believed the doll possessed the restless spirit of their deceased daughter, and so looked after it until they entrusted it in the care of Mayenji Temple, where, I'm sorry?
Manenji
Temple. There the doll remains, slowly growing human hair. You can visit Okiku, but photography isn't allowed. Today, even after a few trims from the temple's priests, the doll's hair has grown past its knees. It has also supposedly upped its terror. The priests claim to have nightmares of Okiku, and visitors say that the doll's mouth is slowly opening and sprouting baby teeth.
People wonder why I don't like dolls. The dolls that you make, I can handle those.
Look, mine don't open their mouth and they don't sprout teeth or hair.
Well, the dolls that are intentionally creepy do not creep me out as much as those the porcelain dolls with the angelic faces.
Yeah.
Those creep me out. They always have. We had this lady when I was growing up that was in our neighborhood that made dolls. And when I was 2, I was put on the ground apparently in my car seat.
Right.
And the car started rolling away.
Oh, good God.
And this lady came running out from her house and grabbed me. So ever since then, she was giving me dolls for like my birthday and Christmas, Easter, all of that.
I remember you telling me about this part.
And then they creeped me out, but I didn't want to be rude, because it was very nice that she was making these for me.
Right.
She was making all the dresses. They're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I would turn the dolls so that they wouldn't face me at night, and when I'd wake up in the morning, they would be facing me. Which might, it would just further that fear.
And then it would just keep inching closer closer every
I started
night.
just putting them under my bed.
Yeah, they got to their goal.
Did I ever tell you about my first estate sale buy of dolls to use? And I told everybody that I redid and made them into horror dolls and did the resculptings and all that kind of stuff. I told them. I was very upfront. But
They're
the
like, you
first
don't even have
lot,
to tell it to me more. It's cool.
the first lot of dolls that I bought, and there was about 12 or 13 of them, have
There's
belonged
two waiting in the
to
garage.
an do what?
There's 2 waiting for you in the garage.
Well, these dolls have belonged to an elderly lady that was a huge doll collector, and she died. And when the people came in to do like the things they do for estate sales, the bed that she died in, which was her bedroom, the way she had it situated is all the dolls that she owned completely covered the entire room. Talking
wow.
Like that movie
all
Dolls.
walls, and they all stared at the bed. So
Their
the
eyes
bed
were
that she
open when
died
she died.
in was the one they were all staring at when she died.
Okay, that was definitely a satanic ritual right there.
No.
She made a pact with the devil. She's
But
an
I never got a
archangel.
weird feeling out of any of them. So
She was probably a nice lady.
yeah, I'm sure she was.
But that reminds me of the movie Dolls.
Hmm.
That movie freaked me out so bad when I was a kid. And then I watched it again as an adult, and I was like, why was I so scared of this?
Tourist Trap did that to me, of like the mannequins. Mannequins freaked me out.
Oh. Yeah.
Where she would turn the people into mannequins.
Yeah. There is a
lot of mannequin heads in our garage too.
Are there?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to have one because I've got like this badass like. Hold on, let me see if I can grab it. Hang on just a second.
Okay. There's actually a I'll wait till she gets back. Actually,
what? Oh,
there's an anime that I really like.
What?
Called Death Parade.
Oh.
And unfortunately, they didn't have any more seasons of it. But there's a huge mannequin role within the show that it's like the creepy point where they freak people out.
What are we talking about? I missed this part.
So there is an anime that I found that I really like called Death Parade. But
Right.
they only have 1 season. And the gist of it is the people who died go through this area. It's kind of like purgatory. And they're judged by an arbiter. And the arbiter basically conducts a game with them. And throughout the game, they come in there not knowing that they died, not knowing who they are. And throughout the game, they are gradually given more memories.
Mm-hmm.
And basically how they react to those memories is how the arbiter judges them. Either they will go to reincarnation or the void.
Right. Why does that sort of kind of remind me of Never Ending Story? Remember where they go down through the canyon and they come to the
But there's a whole scene where like they walk into this whole room of mannequins. They're like, oh. And
yeah, mannequins freak me out, especially some of the older ones, like from the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever groped a mannequin?
No.
I have.
No. Never groped a mannequin.
Every
if I get a mannequin, this is what I want to put on it.
Yes.
And it's one of the elephant nose ones. I just need to get one of the canisters to go down here.
Elephant nose gas mask.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's rad.
So
yeah.
I need a mannequin for that to go on.
But you don't want a mannequin.
Then it can properly freak me out.
I have Cosmo mannequin heads.
Do you?
I have a ton of them. I have like an entire duffel bag of heads.
I wonder when I come to see you guys how well if I were to like snag one off of you, how well that would go through with like the airline.
I'm a cosmetologist, I swear.
I swear it's not a real head. I promise.
Well, I was searching through like all the mannequins that I had so I could do more haircuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that my aunt had sent me like a few more. And so I was shoving them all into this duffel bag. And I realized I had like 5 heads that were still in plastic bags.
You have a bag of heads. That's awesome.
And the best part, I took a picture of it. I was like, no. What? The sound went away again?
Hold on. No, we're good.
What?
I'll look. Just keep going.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay. Because I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I took a picture of it. I was like, no, I don't look like a serial killer at all. At all. I mean,
Just
even if you
ignore the
know-
head of bag or the bag of head.
head of bags.
Head of bag.
Well, one of the whoa. Okay.
Making sure.
See, I early in the morning, if I don't get enough sleep, I am a head of bag.
Hey,
I
mine are
could pack them
Gucci,
and go to
okay?
Florida.
Mine are Gucci.
Haha.
I have designer bags.
Do your designer bags have squirrels?
No.
Because we
One
back
of
on
my
track.
hold on. One of my instructors actually wanted to take the I think it's like foam on the inside of the head.
Hmm.
She wanted to take that all out, add a zipper, and turn it into a purse. And I was like, that would be creepy,
You could make a super spooky mask with something like that too.
right? We've put them out front with like on top of stuffed clothing with a head,
Uh-huh.
stuff like
For like
that.
Halloween.
Mhm.
Cool.
They actually there's some in our windows and people get freaked out every time they drop off packages for us.
Yeah.
There's a bottle of wine right between them. All right, so we have 2 more things to talk about, really.
Yes.
This is
So,
what I
Now we're gonna talk about one of the more popular known names in Japanese history, the samurai. So the samurai have left an indelible mark on the tapestry of time. In this segment of this show, we're going to delve into the origins, the history, and enduring impact of the samurai whose tales of honor, valor, and unyielding spirit continue to captivate the imagination. So the origins of the samurai can be traced back to the tumultuous, I said that right?
Yes.
Tumultuous, yeah.
I can never say that right. And formative periods of Japanese history when the need for discipline and skilled warriors became paramount.
disappoint.
Emerging as early as the 8th century, the samurai, which were initially known as bushi, were tasked with protecting the interests of their lords and upholding the code of Bushido, the way of the warrior. Over time, the samurai evolved into a distinct class, wielding both martial and political influence, and embodying the values of loyalty, self-discipline, and unwavering adherence to honor. The era of the samurai. Oh, go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but if I'm not mistaken, like this time period where they kind of, in a lot of ways, helped rule how Japan functioned.
Yeah.
It was a very fruitful time. There was a lot of like invention and good times for people and abundance and things like that. But they were super strict and they did not want any type of like traveler or foreigner or explorer or anything like that during this time, if I'm not mistaken.
Very xenophobic at that time. Very.
Very much so. But it was a very fruitful time in that country's history during this time. But they were extremely like martially strict.
Well, the era of the samurai, it was particularly during the feudal period.
Mm-hmm.
From the 12th to the 19th century was marked by a complex tapestry of warfare, political intrigue, and the ascendance of the warrior ethos. So as vessels to their lord, the samurai played a pivotal role in shaping the destiny of Japan, engaging in conflicts, forging alliances, perpetuating a culture steeped in martial prowess, and the pursuit of perfection in the art of war. And that would lead into Bushido. So at the core of the samurai ethos lay the code of Bushido, a moral and ethical doctrine that guided the conduct and principles of the warrior class, embodied in the virtues of rectitude. I wrote most of this, and I can't remember what I put. I was like the thesaurus. I can't speak. Rectitude, courage, and benevolence, respect, honesty, honor, and loyalty. Bushido encapsulated the essence of the samurai spirit, shaping their actions on and off the battlefield. This revered code became the bedrock of samurai identity, elevating them to statuses of paragon. They're paragons of virtue and valor. And so this is the impact of the samurai extends far beyond the boundaries of history, permeating the realms of culture, literature, and even modern popular imagination. We watched
Godzilla -1.
that too. Blade of 47 Ronin. Now, it was not as good as the original.
It was corny as shit.
But I still loved it. It was fun.
Well, actually, okay, so this is all, they said it's technically the sequel to 47 Ronin with Keanu Reeves. The original 47 Ronin came out in like the 50s or something.
Well,
like
yeah.
And that's a good movie.
One. But we were watching the Keanu Reeves sequel, basically. He's not in it, by the way. And that, if you watch it, there's a reason. It's pretty
he was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. But
have you seen, it's like comparing Batman Returns to Batman Forever, and then you're like, I see why Michael Keaton said no.
Yeah, basically.
But it was still a fun movie like Batman Forever.
Yeah. So the reason I mentioned that was because that's more modern movie. It's a modern movie, and we're still talking about samurais and Onna Bugeisha.
Well, ever since not to brag, but we kind of did win World War II. No, I mean, look, ever since World War II, post World War II, we have been like inundated with Japanese culture, and the one thing that Americans love is warriors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a neat thing to watch and see how they did things, how they make this. With me, I love watching the sword making, the Japanese.
Well, I was just gonna say that, like, the perfection that they did these swords back in those times, it just boggles your mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, their legacy was replete with tales of heroism and sacrifice. It's left an indelible imprint on the collective consciousness of the world. Because we all like watching sword fights in movies, right?
I like watching Godzilla.
He loves Godzilla.
I love Godzilla.
Katanas are beautiful.
Yep.
Hey, Kisa, thank you.
And I do love their outfits too.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm still a big fan of the broadsword. I'm not gonna lie.
He just wants to scream freedom while he throws it.
Well, that's a claymore.
But yeah, it's true. That is true. My brain. Hold on. So, it has inspired a lot of art, a lot of literature, and a lot of movies in general.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an enduring fascination with samurai, both in Japan and across the entire world. This speaks to their appeal, or especially as exemplars of honor, skill, and unyielding resolve. There are legendary figures that you can read about, like Miyamoto Musashi and Oda Nobunaga. There we go. To the enduring influence of samurai philosophy on contemporary society, the stories of the samurai continue to enthrall and inspire, reminding us of the timeless power of honor, courage, and the pursuit of excellence.
Yep.
So one more thing to talk about.
The what?
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about this, so I
didn't know anything about this either.
Very interested in this.
So one of the things that I didn't like in the Blade of 47 Ronin was when they when one of the Onna Bugeisha was like, yeah, but I could never be a samurai. And I was like, are you kidding me?
You have your own class.
You have your own class. You are a badass fighting geisha, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It was the equivalent of a Valkyrie going, why can't I be a Viking?
Yeah.
You're a Valkyrie.
And when I saw that in the movie, it was like, wait, we're talking about Japanese cryptids and lore. We're going to talk about samurai. We have to talk about the Onna Bugeisha.
Yeah.
Well, you have doesn't know
So
Onna Bugeisha. I forgot.
In a male-dominated world of feudal Japan, where the art of war and the code of Bushido reigned supreme, the Onna Bugeisha stood as a testament to the enduring spirit and strength of the female warriors. They were clad in armor, wielding a fearsome array of weapons. These remarkable women defied societal norms and expectations, stepping into the battlefield with the courage and ferocity that rivaled even their male counterparts. The term Onna Bugeisha translates to female martial artist. I mean,
Yes.
that's that.
Why do I feel like they would be really good spies?
Yeah,
I think when
they
we
were used
looking
as such.
more in depth on notes and everything on here, I think, yeah, like with the ninjas and stuff like that, I think they were in there with that.
They were actually
Because they would have to be like spy assassins. Like, wouldn't that be badass?
They basically were.
That's cool.
They would go basically undercover. Cool. Which is really cool.
With their Japanese lords that make loud sex. Hoi, hoi.
So
I'm sorry.
again, though, these formidable women were not merely skilled combatants, but also exemplars of discipline, honor, and unwavering resolve. Their prowess in martial arts, mastery of weaponry, and unyielding dedication to their clans made them a force to be reckoned with, earning them the respect and admiration of their peers and adversaries alike. One of the most renowned Onna Bugeisha in Japanese history is Tomoe Gozen, whose legendary exploits on the battlefield have become the stuff of myth and legend. Renowned for her peerless skill in archery and mounted combat, she carved a place for herself in the annals of history as a fearless and formidable warrior, leading her clan to victory in countless battles and earning the unwavering loyalty of her comrades.
So she was the Joan of Arc, basically? I'm being serious.
It almost reminds me of the story that would have inspired something like Mulan or something.
Kind of. Yeah. I mean, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's just one of the many Onna Bugeisha whose valor and martial prowess have left that indelible mark on history. I actually have a list here. So Empress Jing, said to have ruled between 201 and 269 CE, is one of the earliest and most revered female warriors in Japanese history. Legend has it that she led an invasion of the Korean peninsula while pregnant with the future Emperor Ojin.
Ooh, Portugante.
Wow.
With the future Emperor Ojin.
And she actually showcased her courage and leadership on the battlefield. She'd lead the charge.
Nice.
We already talked about Tomoe. Then there is, these ones are hard.
Yay.
Kawahara Asako and Aizu women, defenders of the castle.
Oh, so she was the leader of a battalion or something.
Basically, yeah.
I don't know.
So Kawahara Asako was among several Aizu women who were determined to defend the castle against invaders, trained extensively in combat, and educated to be equally skilled in the ways of the pen and the sword. These women stood in a long tradition of Onna Bugeisha, displaying unwavering determination and martial prowess. I said that a lot. These legendary tales of the Onna Bugeisha serve as a testament to the enduring spirit, again, of women throughout the ages.
Oh, are we done for the night?
Yeah, and you know what? That's about it.
That was cool, though.
Did we get through all of it?
I like these chicks.
We actually got through all of the notes.
Yay. So next episode gonna be a gory episode.
Yep.
We did. And just a little over an hour.
The Onna Bugeisha, it's so cool to learn about them, really, because they're not talked about as much as the samurai. But they had just as big of an impact.
Well, I would like to know, leave down in the comments, guys, how many of you guys have heard about these? Like, this is the first time.
Yeah, and with something like this, being on the level of Shield Maiden and Valkyries and stuff like that, was like, I'm surprised they just never talked about it, you know?
Yeah, it's one of those things that they mention here and there, but you don't get real detail.
Well, in the first, I'll say that I have heard the term, But I thought something like along the lines of just the regular geisha or something like that, you know?
You thought it was like the head geisha?
Basically, honestly, I never thought.
Or like just basically a spy or something that might use a dagger or something. But yeah, because I was always under the impression, which may still be the case, because like you said, in one of them, they did a lot of archery and mounted combat. But my understanding was that females weren't allowed to touch the katana. Is that correct?
They didn't have a katana either. I think they had their own style.
They had their
sword.
own sword. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They do have their own sword.
Yeah, Nadine. Or not,
They
sorry,
use
not Nadine.
chopsticks as a
Kisa.
weapon.
I was going to say Kisa said she hasn't heard of it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't either. That's interesting.
Keys also said they use chopsticks as a weapon. Hey, you never know.
Jet Li did. In Kiss of the
Look,
Dragon.
they had some pretty cool ass like hair comb things.
Have you ever seen in the movies when they take them out and throw them?
It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's not beyond. Apparently, these chicks were badass.
Yes.
Oh yeah. They definitely sound like it, and I can see how they probably inspired a lot of other things, just as a samurai had of other things that we are familiar with today.
Yeah, that was the fun one for me because like I got to do a little bit more.
See, I like when I happen across things that I really was oblivious to.
Oh, there it is. I was looking for our outro.
Sorry, I didn't want to say it out loud, but now it would cat's out of the bag. I was just texting her real fast. I was like, just do the old school outro because the other one's like 3 minutes. I need to cut that one down and fix it.
So yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Nadine, for the subject.
Yes, thank you.
This was a good one.
This was fun.
Next, in 2 weeks, it'll be I don't know, maybe a gory episode or whatever we think of.
We'll figure it out.
Tomorrow night, what are you doing, Autumn Mother?
I am doing The Watchers and the Third Man.
Oh, Watchers.
And this is another one that I didn't know a lot about until recently. And it's going to be a good one. So I'm super excited about this one.
We have the Watchers out here.
Yeah. That's a big thing out here in the Sierra Nevadas, especially.
Yeah.
And we're going to take you. We are going to take you to the Sierra Nevadas.
See, and I want to go. I want to go because like this subject took me so far down so many rabbit holes that I have like stuff I can do for like 2 or 3 more, maybe 3 or 4 more podcasts, like Polar Madness
and the time
or Arctic Madness.
That's what I was going to say. The time we're taking you is in wintertime, and that's when you see them the most.
Oh, see, I really want to. I'm so excited.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
There's Airbnbs, there's cabins and everything up there, and they're super cheap.
Yeah, because nobody wants to be there.
No, oh yeah.
Really?
To the towns below, like Kernville and places like that, the people go there for day trips, but a lot of people don't want to stay there because it's cold. You know, so it gets cold in the Sierra Nevada. It's really, really cold.
Does it?
You'll be down in the valley, and you're like, oh, it's 70 degrees. You go up there, it's below freezing. It can do stuff like that. The Sierra Nevada is fundamental.
That's kind of cool, though.
Oh,
I'm super excited.
Yep,
I'm super excited.
Oh, and we're gonna take you to Glenville.
Yep, to the cemetery.
The famous cemetery with the multiple mass graves.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff coming, guys. A lot of content coming.
Oh yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm super excited, and it's just awful that you save on a plane ticket if you stay 7 days or longer,
or maybe a month. Who knows?
Oh darn!
I don't know. Oddfather might dry and blow away if I'm gone a month.
Open-ended ticket that has a paid return, but you don't know when that is.
When you gonna be back? When you see me.
All right. Speaking of that,
thank you guys for joining us tonight. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know. set the world on fire. I was once a